Ready. Versus Daltasaws. Round 1. Ready? Fight. Let's see. We got some islands. We got a wall. It's pretty good. It's good. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep this. Feel like this is pretty decent. Let's go ahead and play out an island. Go. If you guys if for any reason don't like this deck list over here, I know on some screens it's less, you know, if you're watching on mobile, that's not visible. Heck, it's barely visible in my preview stream screen. But it doesn't like get in the way of anything. It's not blocking any other important information. So just figured if you guys have any negative feelings towards it, I can get rid of it. I know for some people it can be a positive, but I want to make sure it's not a negative for anybody. Feline Sovereign. Other cats you control get +1/+1 and have protection from dogs. Is there a cat deck? If so, I want it. Whenever one or more cats you control deal combat damage to a player, destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment that creature. Oh, wow, that's actually pretty powerful. And they got a spider. So go and play an island. Alright, so we got a couple options that are all pretty good options. Kind of want to go, well, with this guy out. Maybe not. Not negative? Oh, thanks, Mama Deb. I'm glad. Thanks for letting me know. Shoot. Okay, let's go with this guy. Decisions. I want to get the Tome Anima and Teferi's Ageless Insight out. Both those handy to have, but that cat could be a problem. As far as keeping our enchantments and everything. Okay. Interesting decision, but okay. So let's go ahead and do our Tome Anima. Or not, sorry, Teferi's Ageless Insight. We're gonna hang on to Opt. No attacks. Those are words. Many words, yes. I don't remember which words you're referring to. Ah. But I like that enchantment. Okay. We'll leave that there and go ahead and draw that. Alright, so I got Bruvak, the Grandiloquent. If any opponent would mill one or more cards, they mill twice that many cards instead. Ooh. Very nice. Go ahead and get Bruvak out there. We'll pass turn. We can mill with the Vidalcan Entrancer. So it's actually going to help us mill twice as fast. Gotta mill fast. Just don't remember the spells. You don't remember Tome Anima? I have trouble saying that correctly. More cats. Whenever one or more non-human creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. I need you to stop with all these cats. It's protection from dogs. One mana, mill 4. Get wrecked. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that and make them mill 6. I draw some cards, they lose some cards. It's just all around fun times. I don't need another color, so we'll just go ahead and call red on that one. And we're going to pass turn. We're probably going to take 5 to the face, because I'm probably not blocking that 5/6 if he swings with it. Just because it's not worth losing those creatures right now. My best chance at this point is sticking with the mill. Next turn, I'll capture Sphere. That thing. Ooh, or this thing. Becomes targets. Okay. Those are both annoying. I'm not sure which I want to put the capture Sphere on. Actually, I think I do know. One has more toughness and has vigilance. See, I have 7 mana. So I'll have 3 left after that. So I could do the Selhoff Occultist. I'm going to go ahead and do the Capture Sphere first. I don't really see a reason why not. Oh wait, it has Flash. Okay, I forgot it has Flash. We're going to go ahead and play the Occultist. And pass turn. Okay. We're actually going to go ahead and do this now. Because he gets to draw cards whenever I target that. And if his other one... Oh! They conceded. What I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by my victory, the spell he was playing, you can't see back here. It said it's a creature that gets bigger every time he draws cards. This thing, whenever it gets targeted, lets him draw 2 cards. So I wanted to go ahead and target it, since I was going to be targeting it with my tap spell to lock it down. I want to go ahead and do that before his other one came out. How many cards did he have left in deck? Oh. 7. That's probably why. He was about milled out from this. I was going to mill him. Well, actually, I couldn't mill him anymore on his turn. Could I have milled him on my turn? Let's see, I could have milled him for 4. Okay, whenever it enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. So that would have been 4. Okay, so yeah, I would have milled him out on my turn anyways. Between Teferi's tutelage, would have milled him for 4 since this doubles it, and then he could have milled him for 4. So 8, and so then he would have lost on his turn. Okay, cool. I was just wondering, like, did he leave prematurely, or was he actually, like, in a no-win situation with his big guys shut down? And I had another card to shut down another big creature. So I think that's exactly how that deck was supposed to work. You shut down their creatures that are too big to block, and you mill out the rest of their stuff. Ooh. Corsair Captain. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Other pirates you control get +1/+1. Okay, so this is just a good pirate card. This is, if you're running a deck with a bunch of pirates, this is a deck you run in it. And I know there are treasure decks. I don't know if there are pirate decks. I don't know how many pirate spells there are in Standard right now. But we'll go ahead and claim that prize. Alright, that's all the prizes we get for this one, so I think we're going to go ahead and resign the mono blue deck. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, that's okay. It says we have packs? Oh, I got a pack. Must have been for leveling up or something. Alright, what do we get? Maybe we got some new stuff. We got Inkling Summoning. It's a 3-mana spell, Sorcery Lesson, which means we also get to, we can search for this from outside of the game if we have it in our sideboard with lesson spells. Or with spells with Learn, rather, is the ability. Spells with Learn lets you search for lessons. Anyways, create a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. The Black-White Guild does a lot with these Inkling creature tokens. All of the guilds have their own creature token. And there's these 2/1 flyers. Other new one, Mentor's Guidance. 3-mana blue sorcery. When you cast this spell, copy it if you control a Planeswalker, Cleric, Druid, Shaman, Warlock, or Wizard. So, spellcasters. Scry 1, then draw a card. Okay. Wizard is super easy to get. Cleric is very common as well. Druid, a little less so. Shaman and Warlock, you don't see a whole lot of. Planeswalkers aren't, like... They're rare cards, but they're Planeswalkers in most every set, so... One of those that it's... If you want to put Planeswalkers in your deck, you can. Alright, in our rare... Ooh, we got a blue-red. On the front side, it is Torrent Sculptor, a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard for 4 mana, 2 and 2 blue. It has Ward 2. That means if an opponent targets it with a spell or ability, that spell or ability is countered unless they pay the ward cost. So in this case, 2. Murloc? Close. The Merfolk are a little more human than the Murlocs. The Murlocs, as you can see here from Bubbles, are pretty fish-like. They don't really speak, besides going. That's just my excuse to try to make a Murloc noise. I need to find a way to like fix him to the mic stand. Oops, not by wobbling it. Jeez, Bubbles, chill. Anyways. The Merfolk are more your classical mermaids. Mermen and merwomen. Mermaids. Mermen. Merfolk. Anyways, whenever you play Torrent Sculptor, or whenever it enters the battlefield, rather, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Put a number of +1/+1 counters on Torrent Sculptor equal to half that card's mana value rounded up. Okay. So basically, as long as you've played big spells before this, he can come out even bigger. Since it's half the number of counters, you gotta play a pretty substantially sized spell. Instant or sorceries are not usually that expensive. If you get up into like a 5 or 6 mana sorcery, that's getting a little expensive. That's very expensive for an instant, and more common in green or maybe white or black. Much less so blue or red, where instants and sorceries usually are more in the 2 to 4 mana range, which means you're only getting 1 or 2 counters on him, but that still makes him a 3/4 or 3/3 or a 4/4 with Ward 2 for 4 mana, which is good. And the fact that it can be even bigger is good. Alright, the backside of it is a red sorcery for 2 mana, Flamethrower Sonata. Discard a card, then draw a card. When you discard an instant or sorcery this way, Flamethrower Sonata deals damage to that card's equal to that card's mana value to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. Okay. So, if you have a spell that does damage, but you know, you needed to. Sorry, I'm ordering my thoughts here. Okay. So, here's my scenario. You have Lava Axe in your hand, which is a sorcery that does 5 damage but costs 5 mana. You play this instead for 2. You get to draw a card. You discard that Lava Axe, and you still do that 5 damage for 5 mana to target creature or planeswalker you don't control, which is even better because Lava Axe is only target creature. So here, you've saved 3 mana, drawn a card, and given a little bit more flexibility to your damage spell. That's why that's really powerful. That's why I'm like, ooh, I like that. It's a sorcery, but I mean, for a sorcery, that's pretty good. Again, you don't have a lot of high cost red or blue spells, instant sorceries, so you're probably going to be getting more to 2 to 4 damage off of this. But that's still 2 to 4 damage is still pretty good for 2 mana and getting to draw a card. So, and you get to discard whatever it is you want. Okay, I'm going to quit explaining that. I went in way more detail than was probably necessary for that. You guys all understand. I just ramble sometimes. Let's jump into some more Jumpstart. I'm enjoying this format. It's got a lot of fun randomness to it. Alright, so we got Legion, Doctor, and Elves. Those are all 3 good. These are all 3 deck types I have played before. I don't know, what do you guys think? This is tough. Legion is just going to be a lot of small, white, probably humans. It's probably a variation on what is commonly known as white weenies. It's just a bunch of little humans, but a lot of times they boost each other up or give each other like combat bonuses, or will make a bunch of tokens and overwhelm you just in sheer number. But all the creatures themselves start out pretty small, which is why they're called weenies. And then Doctor is a pretty obvious healing one. And then elves are elves. Who doesn't like elves? I'm sure some people don't like elves. That elf has antlers? Horns? I guess those are horns, not antlers. Let's see. I'm thinking about going with Doctor. Might have some good stuff in there that I can add to my existing healing deck thing that I got. Yeah, let's go with it. Okay. So we got dragons, elves, and archaeology. I think we're going with dragons on this one. We saw dragons last week, and they seem pretty powerful. So I think that's probably the way to go with the Doctor. So we have heals for ourselves. And then we have Dr. Dragons. Love that deck name. Start picking these things just for the eventual deck name. Doing Mad Lib decks. Alright, we need an adjective. And a noun. Alright, Adderall Thor. Got Thriving Heath, Thriving Bluff. A little bit of a slow hand here. Attacks if you control an artifact or enchantment. I think we're gonna mulligan. Okay. I like this better. I do believe we'll keep that. We got a dragon in our hands already. Lathless Dragon Queen. Seems like a good dragon to have. Alright. Options. See, I think we'll go ahead. Go ahead with this guy. He has some more useful ability right now, and we don't need the defense this turn. Don't super mind if I lose him to a kill spell either, so... Okay. Searching for land cards. A forest and a mountain. Okay. Makes sense. Alright, and now we can go ahead and put out our Stonehaven Pilgrim. Actually... let's attack first. Oh, that's right. It doesn't have any mana open. It doesn't matter. I was like, we'll be tricky. Yeah, it does not make a difference. He has no mana with which to react to anything I do. Or didn't that turn. Spore Mound. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green Sapperling creature token. And it's a 3/3. Okay. Alright, alright. Well, this seems like a good... I don't have enough... it takes 2 planes. I only have little 1 planes. So, like, this is a great time for Basri's Acolyte. Unfortunately... not an option right now. No attacks. I would have gotten +1/+1 in lifelink when I attacked because of that, but it still would have been a 3/3, and I just would have tied. I'm not overly concerned about the Sapperling tokens yet. Aw. He mugged my guy. Maybe I should have attacked with him. That sounds badass. I'm glad I don't... once again, I looked too late and I don't actually... is it Spore Mound? I think that sounds creepy. What did you do? Oh, he made his one of his lands a creature until end of turn. It must be blocked this turn, if Fable. Okay. Effectively a kill spell. Another good one to have out. Might as well. I don't really have anything else to do at the moment. Maybe I should have kept that first hand. The dragon? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Lathless, the Dragon Queen. Her ability is really good, too. Whenever you play another non-token dragon, or whenever it enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 5/5 red dragon creature token. So you play a dragon, get a dragon. Pogo. Comes with 2 +1/+1 counters. You can remove a +1/+1 counter. Target player searches their library for a basic land card, puts in the battlefield, taps, and shuffles. Okay. Stop destroying my enchantments. I don't have much going on right. Much else going on right now. Go ahead and revitalize. I had to pick a creature for that? It wouldn't let me not pick a creature. But you have to, you pick the creature and then you choose whether or not you want to put counters on it. If there are no creatures, they're probably just like invalid targets. Yeah. I will actually be able to play either my dragon or my giants this turn. Don't know. Each life you gained. I won't be able to trigger that with the... I wasn't even paying attention to what that guy's doing over there. I was thinking if I play the Bulwark Giant, I can use the life I gain off of it to trigger that and give it even more +1/+1. But I won't have any mana left after playing it, so let's go ahead and play Lathless. Start killing some stuff. They might have a kill spell in hand, we'll see. Bet they wish they hung on to that Crushing Canopy. They could destroy target creature with flying. Used it up on my enchantment. That's what you get. Don't think they have me dead on board, but they're not far. See, I think I can play the Dragon Hatchling and Basri's Acolyte to boost the Hatchling and the responding Dragon token. Although I might just go ahead and do the Queen. I killed the thing that was creating his tokens. And now it's time for my tokens. Token. Token. No attacks. I need all my dragons. I'm probably going to lose my hatchling. At the very least. I still don't know if I have enough to keep me alive. He's got 5 of those things. I have 5 blockers. I don't think I have... So you got 7 attackers total. I think I can live with 1 life. Now 2, because he tapped that creature. If he swung with everything. But after that, I don't think he'd have enough. I would kill most of the attacking creatures, so he wouldn't have enough to get through again. If I were him, I don't think I'd attack here. Yeah. Just keep me on the defensive. Okay, let's do this. I don't have the mana to trigger it, so trigger that thing. But I did gain the 5 life, which is handy. I almost want to swing in the air for 6. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. 5, 6, 7. Oh, hey! Never mind. I keep going up against people who are faster at doing the math than I am. Hey, or I guess that's it. Or they just are like, give up easier. Just like, my tenacity is winning it for me. We'll look through some of the rest of my deck real quick. What else we have in here? Okay, 1/1 with lifelink that can get a temporary pump. Not bad. It's a good 1-drop. Ooh. Legendary Dragon Gadrak the Crown Scourge. Legendary creature dragon, flying. It's a 5/4 for only 3 mana with flying, but it can't attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts. Okay, and it creates artifacts when things die. That's interesting. Hellkite Punisher, I've seen this one before. 7 mana, 6/6. I can get a what's called... Sorry, I'm having trouble talking today. Not great for streaming. Called commonly called fire breathing, which is pay 1 red mana, get +1/+0 until end of turn. I like the flavor text on this. We will pay no more tribute to that tyrannical lizard. A new age starts today. Mayor Cadram, now deceased. You got to pay the dragon. You can't just not pay the dragon. We got a unicorn. Here's the battlefield. Tap up to 1 target creature. You gain life equal to that creature's power. Okay. Alright, see, we should have gotten a reward card, I think. Let's see what that was. Oh. That was quite a noise. Then we got a zombie. Liliana's Reaver, a 4/3 zombie for 4 mana. It has Death Touch, so anything it does damage to dies instantly. Whenever Liliana's Reaver deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card and you create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Okay, that's pretty cool. So whenever this guy hits an opponent, they have to discard a card. They get to choose which one, but they still lose a card. And you get a zombie. Very cool. We'll claim that prize. Alright, let's jump into another one, see if we can't get our other prize there. See if we can't go for a 3 for 3. So far, we're having a pretty good streak. 2 different decks, so can't say it's that. Diego Fuego, 18. Alright, Diego. Some early game cards. And a good splashing of mana. Okay, I'll keep it. After what happened last time, it doesn't seem so bad. We'll go ahead and play one of our thriving things here first. It doesn't really matter which. Let's go with that one. They're both going to end up being white and red, so... Alright, we'll go ahead and play a regular land so it doesn't come out tapped. We'll go and do that one for now. Because it doesn't soak up mana in order to do damage. What do we draw there? Sarkhan's Rage. 5 mana, deals 5 damage to any target. If you control no dragons, it deals 2 damage to you. Oh, okay. I think there's an extra price to pay if you're not in tune with the dragons. It's a good thing I'm Dr. Dragon. Do I control any artifacts or enchantments? No. Attacking doesn't really help here. I started playing blue-red. I wonder if that's the card draw one. I think it probably would run that Sigiled Starfish. Okay, taps for colorless, and you can pay 7, tap, sacrifice it, destroy target permanent. Okay. That's not bad. Acts as a mana until you have a bunch of mana, and then you can use it as a kill spell. So, that seems fairly useful. Which one do I want to play? We're gonna go and do Furnace Whelp for now. We won't be able to attack with Dragon Hatchling just because we're not gonna have any mana to give it an attack power. So we'll just go ahead and pass turn there. Yeah, you scry. So you get to look at the top card of their deck and then decide if they want to keep it on the top and put it on the bottom. Which can be handy. Help make sure you have a better chance of something useful coming up. Also let you plan ahead a little bit depending on when you're scrying. Aww. He killed my dude guy. Not cool. How about we go ahead, do this. So I'm gonna get to put counters on my other guys here. It can't put one on itself, but that's okay. I don't need it to. You gonna block? Just tap to scry. Fine. I'm gonna power up my dude. There's 25% of your life. Gone, just like that. Ooh. That might be a little bit of a pain. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. When you do, you may tap or untap target creature. I could do 5 damage, but not 6. Unless I just like swing and hope it blocks something. Alright, we'll go ahead and do Brightmare and tap it. That's not really gonna... Well, it means we can swing with our other guy this turn. And we'll gain 4 life. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and all attack. Wait and see what they do as far as blocks first. There you go. Activate ability. Activate ability. Activate ability. If I wanted to be sneaky, I would have left one of my mana open. To pretend like I still had another card in my hand I could play. But right now I'm winning enough that I don't feel like I need to be that sneaky. Alright, are you doing it? Are you paying 1? Are you tapping or untapping something? Okay. That's what I thought he maybe was trying to do. So he's gonna tap this to scry 1, then draw a card. Or then resolve this ability. Pay 1, untap that guy. Oh, there's his thriving bluff. I have one of those too. Well, that's not cool. I mean, I have much worse things that he probably should have held on to that for, but not relevant at the moment, I guess. See, he has 5 damage to any target. So I only need to do 3 damage to kill him. So... I'm trying to think what he's likely to block with. There's a good chance I only actually get through for 2. And then I'm tapped down. Then I take 4. I'm at 26. Okay. I'm probably only going to lose 1 creature here. If I do get through for 3 damage, then... And I'm going to gain 2 life. Then I win the game now. Oh, yes, that's exactly what I needed you to do. Okay, I'm gonna let the damage go through before I, like, celebrate too soon. Okay, yeah. 5 damage. He's got 2 cards in hand. He could have a counter. Nope. Good game. Yeah, that five damage straight to the face can be difficult to handle. That's we're 3 for 3 there, and we ended up at 28 health at the end of that. I don't think we actually took any damage that game. No, they only played the 3 spells. Or 4. With the obelisk. They did a bunch of scrying. I guess I'm trying to think how late into the game, how many turns we were in there. See, they had 27, so 13, 5, I'm really like... I guess I probably played a land every turn. So we were like 6 turns in there. Well, my deck played out pretty well. Pretty much the way I think it's supposed to. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty good for these random decks that, like, I have no control over. What's in them to begin with? Ooh. Scholar of the Lost Trove. It's a Sphinx. 5/5 for 7 mana. 5 and 2 blue. Has flying, and then... Oh, wait, I can hover over this to make it bigger. Oh, good. That's still a lot of text. When the Scholar of the Lost Trove enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant, sorcery, or artifact card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If an instant or sorcery spell cast this way would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Okay. So basically, when you play this, you just get to replay one of your instants or sorceries in the graveyard. That's pretty good. And it's a 5/5 flyer. Solid. Well, we don't get any more rewards for more wins, I don't think, in Jumpstart. Do you guys want to keep with the Dr. Dragons? Let's see, give it at least a third match here. Versus D2 Cole. Alright, D2. Okay. Slow on the creatures, but quick on the enchantments, which is not a good sign. You know what? We've already got all our wins for it. I'm going to try it out. Oh, and we're playing against a super fast goblin deck. That seems like a very bad matchup for us. It's okay. We can handle it. Unless we can't. In which case, we will anyways! Alright. Go ahead and put out our Griffin Airy. Just anytime we gain 3 life in our turn, 3 or more life in our turn, we'll get a free Griffin. This one's nice. If we have more than our starting life total, which I don't know if that's going to happen, but... then all our stuff gets +1/+1, but also we gain life whenever our stuff attacks. Just handy. So this guy can't attack, but he can still block. Unfortunately, he doesn't create stuff for my opponent's things that die. Oh, where were you before? Where weren't you here making my other thing cheaper? Let's see. Let's go ahead and play that. And then that. Gotta start doing some attacks at some point. Goblin Goon can't attack unless you control more creatures than the defending player. Can't block unless you control... more creatures than the attacking player. Okay, so it can't do anything unless you control more. I don't know why I didn't say, like, this creature can't attack or block unless you control more creatures than any other player or any opponent. I don't know. It seems even though that seems a little weirdly worded, it seems better. See, he doesn't control more creatures. So let's go. We'll attack with this guy. YOLO. Oh, okay. If he blocked with anything, I'd get to create an artifact for my thing there. And next turn we can play the Bulwark Giant, and then that'll create us the trigger the Griffinary. And would trigger the other thing if we can get it out as well. Aww. Yeah, now that thing can attack. Ugh. No blocks. Yeah, we'll go ahead and attack. Their toughness is high enough. I don't think I want to block anything. If he blocks stuff, it'll force... I'll have to multi-block to kill anything. Okay, he's probably... Yeah, he's going to kill that thing, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm still going to gain my 2 life. You're going to lose more creatures than I am. I'm going to get still not enough creatures. So I'll say, hopefully I get enough creatures to stop him from attacking with the goon, but it was not to be. Man, I don't know what sets he got. It almost just feels like he got 2 goblin sets. Which would be very powerful. Alright, we can go ahead and play this and this. And that'll create another dragon. Not gaining any life this turn, but... I think I'm pretty okay with that. Oh! Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's Krenko. Okay. Krenko, you tap him, you don't have to pay anything, you just tap him, and he creates X11 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. So he just doubles your goblins every turn. I think, I don't need to, like, explain why that's, muy bado. Muy not good. Alright, we're gonna double block and kill this thing. Make your choice. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, can I play both of these? No. Alright, let's go ahead and just, see if we can't do some damage. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, shoot. If I had done one more, I would have gotten a griffin. My bad. Oh, well. One of those costs 1 and the other one costs 2. That's why I only did the 1. My only saving grace is that his goblins are going to have summoning sickness. Whenever it blocks or becomes blocked, ordinary goblin deals 1 damage to that creature. Okay. I mean, that's nifty. It's more of an early game card, but you want to get as many goblins out as you can right now. Oh. He's trying to finish it, I guess? Or get as much damage in as he can. Oh, yeah, he's about dead. Of course he's trying to just go ahead and finish it. Never mind, then. So I'm clicked right as he went to the end there, so I don't I didn't get to go back and look at it. But yeah, basically he attacked with everything. He wasn't. I don't think he had anything that he really could do about it because I had the dragons, and he couldn't do anything about the flying. Couldn't get in for quite enough damage. He could have hit me hard, but I had that 3/6 and the other blocker. That could keep me alive, and if I pumped up my dragons, I could have swung in for probably 14-15 damage flying that they didn't have any readily apparent way to deal with. So yeah, I was gonna try to have some fun with some of those enchantments, but the dragons kill things too fast. Not the worst problem to have. I wonder what we could build dragon deck wise ourselves. I'm curious now. Let's look at standard and search dragon. Okay. We have a fair number of dragons here. Got the sprite dragon, the fairy dragon. It is actually a pretty good card. It starts out as a 1/1, but whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So that's a permanent counter that it gets bigger. And non-creature spells, especially in a blue-red deck, are pretty common. Got the Elder Black-White Dragon. Okay, so let's see. Let's what happens if we pop all of these dragon cards, except this is not a dragon. This showed up because it has protection from dragons. Oop. Tried to click on the card and I accidentally clicked too far to the side over there. This is just a good damage spell. Why aren't you letting me put 4 in there? Collected and in inventory. Let me add a 4th one. Why won't you let me add a 4th? What? There we go. I had to take him out and put him back in. That was weird. Oh, it's because I have another Scorching Dragonfire over here from another set. For some reason, it put them in different places, even though they're the exact same card, just with a different symbol right there. Whatever. Alright, let's see. A lot of these are just damage spells. Did I not get to keep the cards from that other thing? Or is it not until I retire the deck? Because I don't see the dragon in here. Or like the queen dragon thing. Let me... Dragons. Yes, I want to save it anyways. I'm going to come back to it. Just wait. I need to sort these differently. Wait, why aren't you showing? Why it should be right here in the top of last modified? Oh, it puts it down there because it's not finished being done. All right, let's go here. So combine them, you'll have a deck that's ready to go. You'll keep all the cards for your deck, including the special basic land styles for each theme. Okay, so I guess I just don't get to keep those cards until I resign the deck, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, do I have more dragons? Can I have my dragons now, please? Yeah, I got more stuff up here now. Yeah, there's the Torrent Sculptor and all that. Dragon. I still don't see it. And in fact, I see even fewer cards now than I did before. Oh, well, now it's on the just red. So it would have sorted some. I mean, it definitely says you get to keep the card. What was that? What was her name? Queen something. Dragon Queen. Is it Queen? What? I wonder if it's. I wonder if it's not standard. It's all historic. I guess. Okay. Yeah. Some of these cards are not standard anymore. I've never made any discard changes real quick. Any decks besides standard? We're not doing the Chromatic Cube draft. Can you do non-standard decks? Those are invalid. But does it say it has to be? It doesn't say whether that's standard or not. You would think it would say, okay, let's try changing. We're gonna try changing this. Dragons of History. Alright, so we're gonna change it to historic and try that out. So that's something I've never done before. I don't know what the difference between traditional standard and non-traditional standard is. How many craft cards do I have? 18 uncommon. I'd say this seems like it would be a very good spell to have more copies of in this deck. But first, let's just do it with what we have. That just makes goblin tokens. But sometimes that can be very handy to have things to sacrifice. I keep clicking on the edge of, or like too far on the side when I click at these cards. Let's get the Furnace Whelp in there. Some of the Lightning Shriekers. Whoops. I'm not crafting any extra cards for this deck right now. Rapacious Dragon. That Sarkon's Rage. Oh, we got 2 copies of Lathless. Both, please. Ooh, and Drakuseth, Maul of Flames. This is a 7 mana, 7/7 creature with flying. And whenever he attacks, he deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to up to 2 other targets. So he just does 10 damage spread out to 3 different creatures whenever he attacks, whether you block him or not. That is mean. I think that's sort of what dragons are known for. Alright. This is everything that comes up with dragon. Except for the sprite dragon. I don't want to splash blue for 1 card. We are 10 cards short. I'm trying to think what would be best. See, what's our stuff look like? We're mostly creatures. Some instants and a couple sorceries. I kind of want to look for some enchantments. See if there's any like board enchantments we can put out that'll help a lot. I should probably look at any special lands as well. All right. Let's see, we do have some enchantments and some artifacts we could throw in here. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Cooking can be a hazardous thing sometimes. Let's see, when Dwarven Hammer enters the battlefield. Okay. It's not really on brand. I'm trying to find stuff that's like dragony. But I think we already put all of that in the deck pretty much. Do Scavenged Blade. Just a straight +2. Wait, what's Embercleave do? His flash costs 1 less for each attacking creature you control. When there's a battlefield. Oh, has +1/+1 double strike and trample. That could be a game ender. It's a little expensive, but with an attack heavy deck might be worth it. It's just a +2/+2. These are all multicolor. No, I'm not seeing anything really jumping out at me. Oh, maybe Shadow Spear. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample and lifelink. And then you can pay 1 permanents your opponent's control, lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Helps you get rid of things that otherwise would not be easily gotten rid of. Maybe I should do an equipment deck. You see if I have anything that benefits off of that. Wait, where's our guy who likes having artifacts out? I just realized I didn't remember seeing him either. What's his name? He's the one that that made stuff whenever stuff died. Is he not in like historic either? Oh no, there he is. Okay. Maybe I should just put in a bunch of artifacts for him. It might not be the worst idea. I mean, not even for him specifically, but equipment can be handy. Especially treasure tokens help add mana. So these things that add treasure tokens could be good. Huh, it's interesting that this one is cheaper to equip to tokens than to other creatures. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in that there because I want to be able to give stuff trample. Just because there's like one copy of a couple random equipments in there. Putting something in there to give my dragons flying. That might be a bit redundant. Do Bloodline Pretender. It's all creature types. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. Whenever another creature of chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodline Pretender. So you put that out, choose Dragon, and then it gets bigger every time you play a dragon. I feel like there are probably... Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic there. I feel like there are probably... better choices, though. Trying to make sure I don't sway too far into artifact deck territory. It's almost what it's starting to feel like. But I already have all these dragons in there. Maybe that's the next one I do after the dragons. Okay. I got 8 spots left. We're gonna do 2 replicating rings, 2 bloodline pretenders, and 4 gold vein picks. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Okay, this one's it's got a different border for the history decks than the standard ones. That's good. Okay, so apparently this is standard and it just doesn't say so. Non-format cards. Well, I want to play historic, not ranked. The only historic there is ranked. Oh wait, let's see if I do... Okay, yeah, there it is. All play modes. I was like, I know there's a button somewhere. Traditional, historic, ranked. Can I do that one now? I had to hit all. It still just says play. But if it's in all play mode, if it's in all play modes, then the play button does all modes. But if it's in arena play mode, the play button does standard only. I wish it would, like, if you tried to play with a non-standard deck, instead of saying, like, oh, go replace 12 of your cards, it'd be like, oh, here, go do this instead. Ooh, all my super expensive stuff. Let's keep... Oh, but we did get Gadrak. So we have a start on our artifacts for him. Legion lore boss. Oh, we're gonna get run over by at the beginning of your combat on your turn. Create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. That token gains haste until end of turn and attacks this combat if able. Okay. We can block with Gadrak if we go ahead and put him out. But if we put out Replicating Ring, it'll go ahead and start putting its counters on it. Yeah, let's do that. We can take the damage for another turn. Oh, I forgot about Mentor. Mentor is a cool ability from an older set. Whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. And it's a counter. So it's permanent. Go ahead and pass turn. Alright. Go ahead and swing your dude at me. Maybe I'll be lucky and he'll be silly and swing the war boss at me as well. Ooh. Other goblins get +1/+1. One of the handy things about that is that it powers up the Legion war boss as well, so that Mentor ability, there will be like one more level that it can do. That makes sense, because it only can power up things of a lesser power than its own. Yes! Create the tokens! And now he can attack! Alright. We're actually going to go ahead and pay... I don't have enough mana to do it twice. How do I want to do this? Okay. Next. I'll go ahead and swing in the air for 5. And then we're gonna pay 1 to equip that. Just to make this guy a 4/4. We could have used the treasures to play our other replicating ring, but then we wouldn't be able to attack with our thing. Destroy target non-merfolk creature. That's most creatures. I think I'm dead here. Yep. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked with my, Also, this match is going to be a, Yeah, the deck worked pretty well. I shouldn't have attacked that second, or that time. I could, so I did. We didn't craft any cards for this deck. This is like the first... Think of this like the first draft of this deck. Go and claim that prize, thank y'all. So there's that. But also... Yeah, absolutely. We didn't create any cards for it. And playing in Historic is more difficult, generally speaking, than playing in Standard. Because there are a lot more cards to choose from. So the decks... I don't know. Since it seems like it'd be a lot more varied and different, because there are so many more cards to choose from, and it is more varied and different, but it is also like the decks are very refined because there are so many cards to choose from. People have like nailed down the top ones, and they don't change as often. New cards get added when cards come out. Whenever another snow permanent enters battlefield under your control, you may have target player mill 2 cards. Okay. Yay, mill decks. Who doesn't love a mill deck? I know I'm doing like a weird red mana ramp kind of thing. I wonder if I can build a mill deck. More expensive? In real life, yes. In real life, what they're calling historic is what we would call modern. In real life Magic Arena, it's a little different because it doesn't go back as far, just because it hasn't been out as long. There's a battlefield to destroy all walls opponents control. Ooh, that actually would be really handy to have out in a second. We're going to go ahead and do the Leyline Tyrant right now, though. Yeah, we'll go ahead and equip the gold vein pick. I should have done that differently and used... I should have made sure I used the replicating ring to pay for the Leyline Tyrant's mana. Because one of the things Leyline Tyrant does, I don't lose mana as steps and phases end. So... I can just put mana into my mana pool and it will stay there, so I can build it up to pay for like more expensive dragons. Don't want to do that? Yeah, let's go and do that. We'll go ahead and make that a red. Like, so I just want to make sure that that gets used. Oh, that's right. It's any color. It's not colorless. I thought it was colorless. Never mind. It doesn't matter then. And I should have done that on their turn. Okay. Yeah, we got this. In turn. That goes back into my library, but if you remember the Sarkhan's Rage thing from before, unless he's making me mill my entire deck here, which is possible. I've still got a fair number of cards left. Fortunately, this is a format where we have 60 card decks instead of 40 card decks. I would have been very nearly dead if it had been 40 card decks. All right. Go ahead and attack. Okay, his mana is tapped out, so he's not countering this either. 5 damage. Good game. So that was pretty straightforward. Like, they were trying to mill, and I was trying to do damage. We were playing entirely different games. We didn't interact with each other at all. In a game like this, you would say that you didn't interact. Like, they didn't target any of my cards. They didn't destroy anything. They didn't they made me mill, but like our creatures never touched each other. there was no, yeah, we were playing different games, and mine was one that ended like 3 turns before his did. So I won. I feel like this he needed something to be able to shut down my dragons. I just didn't have it. This sort of red mana ramp that we stumbled into, I wasn't actually aiming for it. Seems to be working fairly well. So I don't know if I finished my thought earlier, what I was saying about Modern being more expensive. In real life, Modern is much more expensive because a lot of the best cards. So in Standard, it's like the last 3 sets. So the best cards, it's going to be the best cards the last 3 sets. It's not going to be anything older than the last 3 sets. With Modern, it's everything back to a certain point. So as new sets keep coming out, Modern just keeps getting bigger and bigger, but like the best like burn card might still be the best burn card after they add another set. So, but it's still the best card, but now instead of the best out of 100, it's the best out of 120, which just drives the price and value of that card up. And it's not a card that's in print anymore. It's from an older set. You know, longer you go, those cards, you know, some get damaged or destroyed, or, you know, people get them, collect them, don't trade them, so they become harder and harder to come by since more aren't being put into circulation. So Modern gets very expensive. Legacy, which includes all the sets all the way back up to the very first Magic the Gathering sets, is the most expensive. There are cards in Legacy that go for thousands of dollars sometimes. That's why they created the Legacy and Modern and Standard. And when I first started playing, I played Modern mostly, and I was not a fan of Standard because I was like, I gotta keep buying new cards. I gotta keep up with the new sets, and I gotta keep redoing my decks. Because since with Standard, when one set comes in, another set goes out. You know, if you have a Standard deck, that set goes out. Whatever cards you have from that set are no longer Standard, no longer legal in that deck, and you gotta pull them out. So I am now to the point where I am glad that there is a Standard and a Modern and a Legacy, and I understand the benefit of each. Now, more when I still play paper Magic sometimes, and what I do is actually more sealed events, like draft or sealed, or things where you go in without a deck, and part of the event is building a deck from random cards. Because I think that adds more of an element of some skill and some randomness, and takes out some of the, you know, I can afford the best cards, so I win. That's not exactly how it works. You can win with cheap cards. It is totally doable, especially at local Magic. You know, you're not going to win the huge tournament. You're not gonna win the Grand Prix with your scrap together Pauper deck, but you can place well in a Friday Night Magic with your weird janky Defender deck that you threw together because you thought it'd be funny over the course of a weekend while you were bored. And I know because I've done it. It is very doable. A lot of people get intimidated by the barrier, to the price barrier. And that can be very intimidating, but really the key is finding people to play with who, they don't necessarily have to be making the same amount of money or putting the same amount of money into Magic, but they have to have the same sort of mindset that you do towards it. So if you're, you know, just going in with whatever commons and uncommons that you can scrap together, that's great if everybody else is doing that too. You know, I used to go to a community college, and I spent much more time in the student lounge playing Magic with them than I ever did in class. But you know, most of those, like, no, none of, we were all, you know, community college students. We didn't have a lot of money to put into building the best decks. So, it was a lot of, you know, jankier decks. And like, sometimes, you know, if I started playing when I was like in elementary school. And so by the time I'd been playing, you know, 10, 15 years, I had some good decks that I'd spent some time and collected cards and put together. Somebody who's new to the game and just has the pre-built intro deck that they got from Walmart on clearance or whatever, like, I'm gonna put away my honed and crafted Sliver Legion deck and pull out, you know, my fun deck I've been tinkering with that, you know, I need to play test and I want to see how it runs. And, you know, it's less about the amount of money you can put into it and finding the people who you enjoy playing with. And I think that can be the hard thing. Because, you know, there are people who get super into it and super competitive. You've had bad experiences with Magic. Yeah, me too. You know, I've met some real toxic people at events and at tournaments and stuff. Sore winners and sore losers, and like just not people who are not there to have fun and didn't care if anybody who was there to have fun. But I will say the vast majority of the people I've played with are people who are just there to have fun and to play some Magic and have a good time. And like I said, I don't play events much besides sealed, which means I don't play events where people are bringing pre-made decks. So that may put a little bit of a change on it, but maybe that's something worth looking into, you know? Those events tend to be more expensive to join. Like, you know, it's usually at tournaments or like a local Friday Night Magic is like $5 to play. And the sealed events are $25, but you get cards. So that's what the extra $20 is for. What's the point what is the point if you're not having fun? I know some people, the point is winning. A lot of tournaments, you know, first place gets a couple booster packs. It's they want first place, you know, or for their ego, or they're trying to get points to, like, Magic has something that's sort of like the Path to Pro kind of thing that some esports have, I believe, where if you consistently do well in local game nights, then you can get an invite to like a qualifier event for a Grand Prix or something like that. I don't know the specifics off the top of my head. There's some sort of point system. At least there was, like, pre-COVID. I can't speak to it at this point. But it's being competitive sounds exhausting. Some people just don't have a better energy outlet. Some people, you know, if you want to be competitive, I say go for it. I've even played against some very competitive people who have just, like, wrecked me up one side and down the other in no time flat. Just boom, boom, boom. Game over. But it's really all about, like, the sportsmanship. You know, I've played some of those games and it's just like, oh man, I just got decimated. But at the end, it's like, okay, you know, that's you beat me, that's good. But like, good games, you know, they're not a dick about it. They're like, yeah, whatever, next game, let's go. You know, and same with losing. I've played against some people who were very competitive and lost, and like, obviously we're trying very hard to win. And didn't. And that can be like that. I feel like that's the hardest. That's like the most common situation to run into toxic people. But there are people, not all competitive people get toxic when they lose. There are many who take it on the chin and take their L and go and try to do better next time. And you know, that I think is the fun part. And like I said, the more I think about it, the more I think my experience is colored by the fact that I do more of the draft when I do live Magic, and I don't do a lot of the pre-built decks, because the pre-built decks in like modern, especially modern and legacy, are where somebody may have been playing this deck and working on this deck and refining this deck for years. And then like they come in like, okay, I think this is the iteration that's going to win. And now they lost their first 2 matches. You're both 0-2, but then you win you beat them in their third match, and their new iteration of their favorite deck is now 0-3 at the local game store, and they get super salty. I try to give people that sort of a benefit of a doubt, like maybe that's the situation. I agree. I think as long as you have fun, that's what matters. I think you can come in with the intent to be competitive, but as long as you can be competitive and still have fun and still allow other people to have fun. I think one like real hallmark of someone becoming a more mature person is their ability to accept that something is not the way they like it and carry on without like making it everybody else's problem, sorta. Like, you know, if you want to go in and be competitive and you're not gonna have fun unless you win, that's on you. But as long as you can if you can let other people have fun, I'm not saying like don't let people like tease you for losing, or like, you know, like don't let people rub it in. You know, if people are being mean, I'm not saying anything, you know, like that. But if you cannot have fun because you've lost, you really wanted to win and you lost, and it's just really getting to you and upsetting you, keep it to yourself until after. Wait until you're not in the store. Go outside and like walk around, go hang out with the people having a cigarette outside, because that's every Magic tournament I've ever been to between matches has had people having a cigarette outside. I don't know what attracts like so many like 38-year-old smokers. I used to smoke, so I'm not like shaming them or anything. So I used to be one of those people outside between matches grabbing a cigarette, but very glad I quit. Don't smoke. It's not worth it. But you know, just find something to cool off, and come back and keep playing, and know that not everybody is there to be super competitive, and you know, you can let them have their fun. You don't have to be I'm trying to think of a metaphor. What's like something in the punch? Fly in the punch. Oh, thank you, Oak in the Wind. Yeah, fortunately, I did not have, like, I was not as heavy of a smoker as most smokers are. My habit was always pretty 20% off. I was looking for, sometimes there's stuff 100% off. Thought I'd check. But it's definitely hard habit to kick. So yeah, I don't know anybody who's ever been like swayed by like a no smoking or stop smoking, don't smoke thing. But like, just in case, since I mentioned it, in case there is anyone here who for whatever reason thought they might give it a try sometime, it's really not worth it. You'll get some CBD hempettes. I need to clear out some of these decks. I don't know, you guys... Yeah, there's too many. Some of these are the, like, pre-made ones. And stuff. And some of these are ones I threw together for a stream and never touched again. Definitely don't smoke. That's right. Do heroin instead. I'm kidding. Don't do that. I'm kidding. I'm being silly. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call it there. I know it's a few minutes early. I realized I was rambling and we didn't really have time for another match. So I was just gonna I was just continuing to ramble. I was gonna try to stretch that out to the end of the stream. I didn't quite make it, but that's okay. Today was my first day back in the office after working from home for a year and some months. So, oh, thank you for being here. Thank you everybody who came by the stream today. I really appreciate you guys being here. We are here every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. You can see all that down there in the bottom below the Magic the Gathering over there. So keep an eye on that. We are trying to think of any announcements or anything. The last Friday of each month is going to be a community game night. So coming up, we're like as far as you can get from the last Friday of the month right now. So you have some time to think about it. Let us know if there's anything in particular you would like to see on that as our community whose game night it is. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Keep an eye on our Instagram, Staying in Gaming, the best place to find our updates, and you can find all of our social media links in the description down below. I hope you all have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you in chat tomorrow for Pokemon Tuesday as Oak in the Wind plays some more Pokemon. You guys have a great night. Bye.